It is 5 a.m. The world is silent. No notifications, no demands, no noise from anyone who wants something from you. In this stillness, there is a choice waiting for you. A choice so small it seems invisible, and yet so powerful, it will determine the entire shape of not just your morning, but your life. Nero 20. In ancient Japan, the samurai warrior did not wait for the day to begin. They did not let the day happen to them. They rose before the sun. They chose to meet the day, on their own terms, in their own silence, with their own intention. And here is what most people will never understand. The samurai were not remarkable because of their swords. They were remarkable because of their mornings. Think about the last time you woke up and immediately reached for your phone. You checked messages, you scrolled, you absorbed someone else's reality before you had even fully entered your own. By the time you got out of bed, the day had already taken you. The samurai called this living at the mercy of the wind, moving wherever circumstance pushed you, with no direction of your own. Today, we are going to change that. We live in an age of infinite distraction. The average person checks their phone within 9 minutes of waking up. 9 minutes. Before their eyes have fully adjusted to the morning light, before their nervous system has settled, before they have taken a single intentional breath, they have already surrendered their mind to the algorithm. The ancient warriors of Japan had no smartphones, but they understood something that we, with all our technology, have somehow forgotten. The morning is not just the beginning of the day. The morning is the foundation upon which the entire day is built. Build it in chaos, and the day crumbles. Build it in stillness, and nothing can shake you. There is a Japanese concept called Mushin. It translates roughly as no mind, or more accurately, empty mind. Mushin is the mental state where there is no clutter, no ego, no anxiety about tomorrow, no regret about yesterday. Only this, only now, only presence. The samurai trained for years, not just with the sword, but in the art of arriving at Mushin every single morning. And what they discovered was extraordinary. Wake before the world. The samurai called the hour before dawn, the hour between 4 and 5 in the morning, Tora no Koku. The hour of the tiger. In Japanese tradition, the tiger is a symbol of strength, alertness, and sudden, decisive power. And this hour, this quiet, dark, sacred hour, was believed to carry an energy unlike any other time of day. Modern neuroscience now confirms what the samurai understood through centuries of discipline. In the early morning hours, cortisol, the brain's natural alertness hormone, begins to rise. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for focus, decision-making, and self-control, is at its sharpest. There are no social demands, no emails, no meetings. It is the only hour that is entirely yours. The samurai did not use this hour to scroll. They did not use it to worry. They used it to prepare, to sharpen their mind the way they sharpen their blade, slowly, deliberately, with full attention. Every minute you spend in intentional morning practice is worth 10 minutes later in the day. The samurai knew this, and now, so do you. Stillness first. Before the samurai moved, they were still. Before they spoke, they were silent. Before they acted, they simply breathed. This was not weakness. This was the deepest form of discipline. In Japan, the practice of zazen, seated silent meditation, was core to samurai training. The great warrior philosopher Miyamoto Musashi wrote that the true warrior does not fight from fear or excitement. He acts from a place of complete inner calm. And that calm must be cultivated every morning. It does not arrive by accident. 5 minutes. That is all it takes. Sit in silence. Feel your breath. Notice the thoughts that arise, and let them pass like clouds. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky they move through. This is what the samurai understood that the modern world has completely abandoned. Silence is not empty. Silence is where clarity is born. Move the body. The samurai began each morning with physical practice, not because they needed to build muscle, but because they understood a truth that neuroscience confirms today: the body and the mind are not separate. When you move the body with intention, you change the chemistry of the brain. Exercise releases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which researchers have called miracle grow for the brain. It floods the mind with clarity, with energy, with the feeling that you are capable and alive. The samurai perform their sword kata, flowing sequences of precise movements, every single morning. Not for battle, for mastery of the self. You don't need a katana, you need 5 minutes of deliberate movement. Stretching, walking, breathing deeply as your body wakes. The message you send to your body in those first minutes of movement is the message your body carries all day. Tell your body, I am strong, I am awake, I am here. Cold water. This is the practice most people will skip, and it is the one that will change you the fastest. In ancient Japan, there was a sacred purification ritual called Misogi. Warriors and monks would stand beneath icy mountain waterfalls or wade into freezing rivers as an act of spiritual and physical renewal. Misogi was not punishment, it was transformation. The cold water was a teacher. It taught the warrior you can feel discomfort without being destroyed by it. You can feel fear without surrendering to it. You can choose strength in the moment when every cell in your body is screaming for comfort. This is the signal you send to your nervous system every time you choose the cold, whether it's a cold shower or simply splashing cold water on your face with intention. The signal says, I am not controlled by comfort. I am stronger than my urges. I am the master of this body. That signal, repeated every single morning, rewires the mind over time. The samurai knew it. Modern science confirms it. Begin with cold. Begin with courage. Set your intention. The samurai were not simply fighters. They were philosophers of action. Many kept a practice called Nikki, a daily journal. But unlike modern journaling, the samurai's Nikki was not about recording events. It was about declaring identity. Each morning, they would write, sometimes only a single line, answering one essential question. Who am I choosing to be today? Not what will I do? Not what do I need to accomplish? But who, at the deepest level, am I choosing to become through my actions today? This practice is not mystical. It is neurological. When you write a clear intention, you activate the reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters reality and shows you what is relevant to your declared goal. You begin to see opportunities, solutions, and paths that were invisible before. Take 1 minute, write one sentence. Declare who you are today. The warrior does not drift. The warrior decides. Choose your single task. The samurai had a philosophy of action called Ichigyo-zammai. It means complete absorption in a single act. When the samurai made tea, he was entirely in the tea. When he polished his blade, he was entirely in the blade. When he trained, he was entirely in the training. He did not multitask. He did not half do anything. The modern world has convinced us that doing many things at once is a virtue. We call it productivity. We call it efficiency. The samurai would call it distraction, wearing a costume. Research consistently shows that task switching costs the brain up to 40% of productive capacity. We do not do 10 things at once. We do 10 things badly, one after another. Before you begin your day, choose one thing. The single most important thing that, if completed, would make this day a success. Pour yourself entirely into it, protect it, honor it. That is Ichigyo-zammai. That is samurai focus. Embrace the hard path. I want to speak very directly to you now. The samurai did not seek comfort. They actively sought difficulty, not because they were masochists, but because they understood something profound about the nature of human growth. The Japanese concept of tameshi, the testing, held that a warrior's true character was never revealed in easy times. Character is forged in challenge. Strength is built through resistance. Wisdom arrives through hardship. 0835. They called difficulty seishin no toishi, the grindstone of the spirit. Just as a blade becomes sharp only through friction against the stone, the human soul becomes strong only through friction against life's challenges. This means, do not run from the hard conversation. Do not avoid the difficult project. Do not choose the comfortable path when the meaningful one is available. Every time you choose challenge over comfort, you are sharpening yourself. Every time you face what you fear, you grow beyond it. The warrior does not fear the grindstone. The warrior welcomes it. These 7 practices, waking before the world, stillness, movement, cold water, intention, single focus, and embracing hardship, taken together create something the samurai called Zanshin. It is one of the most beautiful concepts in all of Japanese philosophy. It translates as remaining mind, but its true meaning is total, relaxed, complete awareness. Not tense vigilance, not anxious watching, but a deep, grounded, unshakable presence. Present to everything around you, distracted by nothing. Zanshin is the state where the samurai was most dangerous, not because he was wound tight, but because he was completely calm. And it is the state where you are most powerful, not because you are stressed and reactive, but because you are centered and clear. 7 minutes of morning practice, 7 choices, and over weeks, over months, Zanshin becomes who you are. Long pause, music swells softly. The question I want to leave you with is this. Not can you wake at 5 a.m., not do you have time for this. The question is, what is the version of your life you have not yet lived? And what are you willing to do, starting tomorrow morning, to begin living it? Begin tomorrow, 5 a.m. One choice, your entire future. If this video spoke to you, share it with one person who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more ancient Japanese wisdom applied to modern life. And remember, the warrior does not wait for the right moment. The warrior creates it. Your journey begins now.